Hey guys, this is Dave. I'm one of the co-founders of CostCertified. And in this video, I want to show you how, if you're a contractor, you can provide an accurate quote in minutes. I know it's a pain in the butt for contractors to provide accurate quotes, and we have built this software from scratch. My partner actually ran a 35 employee contracting company in the construction industry. So we're not the type of guys that just outsourced an idea to developers in India. We actually built this, and it's really the next evolution of construction quoting and estimating and how the consumer interacts with the proposal. So I really think you're going to love this. Now, what this video is for, any residential contractor, so a home builder, a renovation company or remodeling company. We even have landscapers. We have, architects. So any of those type of companies that want to provide accurate quotes in minutes that your customers love, where you can actually book more projects, you can get more profit. You can increase your profit per job through all the upgrades, then this is a video for you. So I'm going to jump right in. This is a live demo, so it's not like I've edited this, so you get to see exactly what we built. And just so you know, if you've ever heard of BuilderTrend, CoConstruct, Joist-App, I hope you're going to see how this blows away all the other software out there that does similar things, because we haven't just digitized the same old process. We've actually reinvented the way residential construction services are bought and sold. So I'm going to log in here. So the first thing you're going to see is, once you click on your company, you're going to see this integrated CRM tool. It's really cool because you don't have to pay for a third-party CRM like Salesforce or whatever. We built it right in the platform. So as you're doing your quotes and booking your projects, all of this is automated, and we know what it's like to build a company. I mean, both my partner and I built companies, and we know what it's like to get leads, prospects, and then stay organized, and all your salespeople. So you can see the proposals and what one needs your approval, which ones have never been sent, sent but haven't been opened. So all of this is really automated for you so that you can keep track of your progress. But what I really want to show you today, this is just a really cool bonus. It's really the quoting engine. That's what sets us apart. There's nothing like it in the industry, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to open up. This is just a dummy account with fake prospects, but I'm going to open up a quote here, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to provide a quote. We're going to start with something simple. So we're going to say we're remodeling a kitchen, or we're building a kitchen. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to even do more complex work, like an entire custom home. But I want to show you live what you can do. So I'm going to just click on this, and I'm going to search for a kitchen assembly. So we have a bunch of assemblies in a database that are pre-built. Now you can actually edit these, you can build your own assemblies, but you're going to get the idea of what an assembly is. So I'm going to click on this kitchen assembly. Now what happens is it says required dimensions. And this is what's so cool and revolutionary about CostCertified, is that once you built your entire assembly with all of your line items, it's all dimension based. So now your salesperson or even yourself, you can do these quotes very quickly. So it says that there's a floor area. So let's say your kitchen floor area, and you can use the calculator to do it. So it actually, you can put in any kind of measurements and dimensions in here, but I'm going to just say the kitchen is 350. I'm going to close. So let's say, and you're going to see the price change. I don't know if you noticed that, but it already changed. Now I'm going to go in. So this is all the required dimensions to actually send out a quote. So I'm going to change this interior wall perimeter. So these are the cabinets. So this is just measuring the length of the cabinet. So let's say it's a little bit more. Let's say there's 30 feet. So I just need that. And by the way, once I put this in, it's going to automatically calculate the countertop area, which we call floor area here under the kitchen cabinet assembly. It'll automatically calculate that. So, so watch what happens here. It automatically will calculate. So it's a new, and it actually updated the price. And again, don't worry, I'm going to explain this because I know it's new and you guys have never probably seen anything like this, but If I go into the island, so now I need to calculate the interior wall perimeter of the island. So let's say, let's just keep it at, actually, let's change this to 8 feet, right? So it's going to update the price instantly, all the line items associated with that. So now you literally have your quote ready to send. How long did that take me? I literally can build a kitchen with this quote. Now, some of the items, because I pulled this assembly right from a new home build, some of them we might not have an assembly for electrical right now, but I'm going to show you how easy that is to add. So now I can send this. I'm going to show you a preview of this quote. This is ready to send to a customer, and this is what it looks like. I mean, it's awesome, guys. It has your logo. It has all your business information, and the customer gets this dedicated quote, this private link sent right to them. You actually can put your logo right in here. It shows up. So it's really cool. You can edit it. So if you want to edit and put in your own logo, you can put in your own, change your logo or whatever. And then when the customer clicks on the link that comes to them, they can actually see that there's upgrades available. This is like an Amazon buying experience for the customer. So they can actually expand this, and they can go in and see, oh, what are my cabinets? There's upgrades available. So I'm going to click on that, and they can actually see, here's cabinets, paint grades. So this is basic cabinets that they might get. And here's all of the upgrades. So mid-range cabinets. Oh, so the customer thinks, oh man, I want mid-range or I want high-end cabinets. So let's say I go to the mid-range cabinets. It's now going to show me what mid-range cabinets might look like. And you guys can have, I mean, this is a default. We already have these things built in, but you can edit this. So you can edit it with your supplier, with your cabinets. And there's this experience for a customer. Just so you know, we have 83% of customers upgrading. And at the end of the day, that's where the money is. I mean, even car dealerships know that. When you build a car, you add leather seats, you add rims and all that. So instead of sending allowances to a customer, that's what everybody does in construction. We have the ability now to have all of your finishes and upgrades. So when it comes to cabinets, if I scroll down, if it comes to countertops, you can have your, granite. So here's a laminate countertop, here's a granite, and all of this is automated. As soon as you put in your cost, which we've already done, you can edit it. It's all automated, meaning that you put in the dimensions and it changes. Just like I showed you, you put in the dimensions, the linear feet of your cabinets, and boom, there's your price. You don't have to update these upgrades. It automatically tells the customer that you add $1,500, for the granite or the quartz. So it's all built in, and this experience is exactly what customers want. And don't worry, if they have their own place that they want to get their tile, like let's say if we had, for instance, a tile floor, whatever, something like that, then you can just add that and you can save it for a next quote if you want. But it makes it so easy. So here's a tile floor that you could add upgrades to. The island, there's obviously countertops in the island. Maybe it has a breakfast nook, the main sink. So if I expand this, you can actually see that they can choose their sinks even. So a double sink, and there could be upgrades associated with that. I didn't do that in this case. You could have pictures around the lighting, which I haven't done here, but you can actually see how cool this is for your customer. So typically you're probably thinking as a contractor, man, that would have taken me hours to build a quote. But that's the thing about CostCertified is once it's set up once and you build your assemblies, you can reuse items and assemblies within assemblies and literally send out a quote in minutes. So if I open up this kitchen assembly, this is now in the contractor view, your quoting engine. If I open this up, you can see I have, this is a kitchen assembly, and in the kitchen assembly, I have a required dimension, floor area, right? So you can tie line items to the dimension, the parent assembly. So I have this tile item, it's blue here, which means it ties it to this area. So the idea of being able to tie dimensions to parent assemblies is huge. And again, we had to build this from scratch. So if I open up this assembly, which is kitchen cabinets, countertop, and backsplash, you're going to see that it has its own set of required dimensions because it's cabinets and countertops. So you can see the floor area is related to the countertop area. And if you remember, all I had to do was put in the interior wall perimeter, and it automatically calculates the countertop area just from a formula, and you can change that. So interior wall perimeter times 2.5 feet, right? Same thing with interior wall area as far as your backsplash. It automatically calculates it with this little formula here. Same thing, interior wall perimeter times 2 feet. So if it's a backsplash, that's 2 feet. So that just makes it easy. You can create calculations so that you only have to put in one dimension. And look at all of your line items. They're all tied to one of those dimensions, right? This is what makes CostCertified so powerful. So if I open up the cabinets item, so if I click into that, you have full control over the description, attributes, you know, pictures, and then this is where it gets cool. You get to set the unit, you know, what is the unit price that you're basing this off of, right? So in this particular case, because it's cabinets, it's the linear feet, right? And then the construction stage. And then you can say, is it subcontracted? Does it include labor and materials? And then you have a combined cost per linear feet. We always want to try to do unit costs so that all you have to do is put in dimensions. Now, obviously there's times when you might have to change it to just one each or something, but the idea is that we want to make this as easy in the future as possible. Now, if it isn't subcontracted, if you're ordering the materials like framing, so you order the lumber separate, all you do is you deselect labor and subcontract and you just have materials. You can have your own vendor for materials. And then if you have labor subcontracted and not materials, you can obviously have labor and subcontracted selected. So it's very flexible. You can create different items that you want. And then your markup is on every item. So you can actually change the markup for the item, or you can have a default markup around the entire system. And then this is where you add your upgrades, because let's face it, what are customers really wanting? Customers are really wanting to know about their finishes. They don't care about the plumbing or the electrical or the drywall, the framing. They just assume that that should be done right. And they're trusting you. What they care about is, what are my cabinets like? How much is that going to cost? What are my countertops? What are my backsplash? What are my flooring? What are my lighting? All those things. And that's where the real money is for you as a contractor, because you want to be able to show them different upgrades that are available. And like I said, 83% of consumers that receive a quote from CostCertified upgrade. That's huge, because it's never been possible before. You're making their life easy, right? Instead of having this vague allowances, you can do that. So that's where you put in your upgrades. We recommend usually you have about 3 upgrades per finish. So your cabinets, your countertop, that kind of thing. So the idea, what I want you guys to understand is you can create assemblies and have assemblies live within assemblies, and then items can live within that assembly, and all of them can be linked to a parent dimension. And because we built it this way, that's why you can actually just put in dimensions at the top when you're doing a quote, once you've built out your assemblies properly, and you can send a quote in minutes. After you set up your assemblies and your line items, and once it's done properly, which we help you with, by the way, we set it up for you. You can use some of our database, so you don't have to start from scratch. But once it's set up properly, it is so easy for you to give a quote. And I'm going to actually show you a custom home build. So this was just a kitchen example. What if you're a custom home builder and you want to send a more, maybe you're like, well, it's a lot more complex. Okay, well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to remove this kitchen, and I'm going to actually show you how cool this is. So if I go into custom home build, so here's an assembly called custom home build. And in this assembly, when I load it, it's a huge assembly. So it has it's a custom home. So it has a lot of different required dimensions, because we based our assemblies on rooms. I know that you're rethinking it a little bit, but I want you to truly understand how this works. So in the custom home, you have your primary dimensions that you're going to want to put in for the home, which is the floor and building print. So the main floor, upper floor together, and then the building print. But then, you know, you have your kitchen, pantry, master bedroom, 2-piece bathroom. These are all things, and you can remove these. Like if your custom home doesn't have a 2-piece bathroom, you remove it. But this makes sense to a customer. And I'm going to show you, if you guys are wondering, well, what about when I book the project? Like, how does it appear to manage the project? You know, all my line items. Well, don't worry about that. It's really cool how easy that is. But look, this is a huge custom home. All you got to do is put in the required dimensions and you can get a quote. So just, I mean, I literally signed up a custom home builder just the other day, and he was spending $1,000 per estimate. And a lot of times he wasn't even making profit. And when he saw this, he was just like, oh my goodness, this is going to make my life so much easier. I'm going to save so much money, because he just uses the blueprint to put in the dimensions. And once he puts in the dimensions, as long as his costs were updated, he can send out a quote now. And he's already doing that, sending out the quote. So if I open up custom home build, you're going to see that the way we've done this, and again, it's super flexible. You can do it however you want. You got your floor area for the main custom home build, the building print, the ceiling area, and then we've divided it into all of these different assemblies with, so you got the general home build assembly. Within that, you're going to have your excavation assembly, your foundation assembly, your framing assembly. And if you open those up, those are items that live within that assembly. So in the framing assembly, in this particular case, I don't know why, but the guy, one of the home builders wanted to divide it into main and upper level framing and roof framing. But you could really divide this into material. So framing material, which is one cost that you order your lumber from, and then you add another item that's called labor that you subcontract, but it's all tied to a dimension. That's the most important part. And then as you go down, you have your exterior windows, your doors, all of these assemblies with all of your items and all of your costs. So super, super flexible. And again, I want to do this demo to show you that you can get as complex as you want. The idea though is that once you build these out once, so once you have your assemblies, you can reuse them. So if I want to, let's say I'm building a garage with the custom home. So I want to add an optional item, and it's a garage, right? So I'm going to say, yep, this guy possibly wants a garage. Most do, but maybe it's optional. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe the custom home is the first phase, but you want to show him a price on the garage. So you could actually have a garage assembly that's already built with all of your costs, and you just take the dimensions. In this case, this was a huge garage, 1,400 square feet. And some of the extras in there were the price is quite high. In your case, don't pay attention to these prices are just based on costs that certain contractors have. You can edit, like I say, all of your costs. It's, we help you set that all up. We go through it so that it's all automated in the future. But you can add garage as optional so that when you send it to your customer, this is what it looks like. So when I go to send this custom home build and I've added the garage as optional, they can go through and customize their entire home. So they can pick their floors, they can pick their countertops, they can pick their, cabinets and all that kind of stuff. But then when it comes to the garage, they can actually click remove, and they don't have to have that. So you could add a wet bar in the basement, for instance, if you're a basement developer, but it could be optional, or they could remove it. You could add, maybe a deck as an optional, and they could remove it. So again, re-estimates are now automated for the first time because the customer is actually the one that's editing the quote. Because typically what would happen is your customer says, oh, you know what? I don't want to do the ensuite in the bedroom, the ensuite bathroom, if you're doing a remodel or whatever. Can you take that out? And now as a contractor, you're like, oh my goodness, I got to go and figure out how much of the plumbing was in the bathroom, how much of the electrical, how much of the drywall. I mean, it's a painful process of re-estimating. With CostCertified, the customer literally you can remove it. Like, it's so easy. If you don't want an ensuite, you go into the master bedroom assembly and you remove it and you send the quote, and boom, everything has been removed from that assembly, right? So the drywall, electrical, everything that's been accounted for. So it's so much easier. And the best part is that, like I said before, your customers are actually upgrading. You're making way more money per job, and you're booking more jobs as well. So now I'm going to show you when you manage your project really quickly. I can do a separate video on that, but I want to show you in this video because I'm sure some of you are already excited and you're thinking, man, this is really cool. And it is. I can tell you that once you do this once, you can't go back. I mean, once you get set up on CostCertified and you get set up properly, your customers absolutely love it. You save yourself a ton of time, admin time that you normally spent quoting and re-estimating and change orders, that kind of thing. It's most of that becomes automated. But I can actually search by the vendor when I'm doing a project, or I can search by the construction stage. And let's say this vendor, for instance, I mean, this is just a demo account, but you would have all your vendors in here, and you can actually track the budget, you know, the how much was budgeted for that item, where was that item found, so it tells you what assembly it was found in, and then you can actually put in your actual cost as you track the project. So very, very easy to do. And then you can actually see how much of your money, you know, down here it tells you how much has been paid by the client, paid to the vendors, you know, that kind of thing. So really cool how you can track your projects, and that's all built in. And then it also tells you your changes. So as your change orders go, it tells you what versions and which ones have been seen and booked and approved. And then you have a files tab. I mean, you can have all of your files here, your proposal, your budget sheet, and then if you want to add more files for the project, you have that as well. But the main thing here is that I want you to see that if you want to have an edge on your competition, if you want to change the way you're quoting so that you're not spending so much time, if you actually want to know you're going to get a profit, if you want to book more jobs, if you want to give a way better experience for your customer, then this is the future of construction. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to connecting with you. And if you do want to use CostCertified, go to our website, click on Get a Demo. Somebody from our company will be in touch with you, and we will help onboard you properly. We will hold your hand. We'll make sure that whether you're a home builder, whether you're a kitchen remodeler or a bathroom remodeler or a whole house, we will make sure that you understand how the assemblies work. We can customize it totally to your liking, and then it's going to make your life so much easier in the future. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to connecting with you.